And today, we're tackling something pretty universal. It's about building real wealth, finding that financial security. Basically, how to break free from just living paycheck to paycheck.
Yeah, it's a desire almost everyone feels at some point, right? How do I get ahead?
Exactly. So our mission today, we're unpacking a landmark book in personal finance. You've probably heard of it.
Yeah.
Robert Kiyosaki's Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Came out back in '97.
A classic.
Yeah, and we want to pull out the absolute key nuggets of wisdom from it for you. Think of this as your focused guide to its core ideas.
Good plan.
Now, the hook of the book, it's really compelling. Kiyosaki tells his story through these two father figures, these two dads, with totally different money lessons. You've got his actual dad, his poor dad. Highly educated, good government job, but always seemed to struggle financially.
The traditional path, maybe?
Kind of. And then there's rich dad, his friend's dad. Not much formal education, but incredibly street smart about money. Became really wealthy.
It's that contrast that grabs you, isn't it? Two different blueprints.
It really is. Sets the stage perfectly.
And it's important to say up front, this book, it isn't really a technical manual on investing. You won't find stock tips here.
Right. Not a how-to in that sense.
No. It's
Yeah.
much more about, well, mindset. It really digs into how your beliefs, your attitude towards money and work and wealth, how that shapes your whole financial life.
That focus on the psychology, the mindset shift.
That's what makes it unique and probably why it still resonates with so many people after all these years. It hits different than your average finance book.
Okay, let's dive into that first big lesson then, because honestly, it underpins everything else. It's the rich don't work for money. They make money work for them.
Huge concept.
For a lot of us, that's a massive shift in thinking. We're sort of programmed for the poor dad way, Study hard, get the qualifications, land a secure job, earn that salary.
Trade your time for money.
Yeah, that direct exchange. It's what most of us are taught.
But the rich dad philosophy was completely different.
Totally. He was all about building assets.
Right. Things that generate income independently.
Things like investments, maybe starting a business, even creating intellectual property. Stuff that brings in money passively.
Money while you sleep, basically.
Exactly. The idea of earning money even when you're not actively working, I mean, that's appealing.
Of course. But it requires rethinking how you use your effort, what the long-term payoff is.
Yeah, it's not just about the immediate paycheck.
And that distinction, that's really the key if you want to escape what Kiyosaki calls the rat race.
Ah, yes. The rat race, famous term from the book.
It is. And his point is, many people are stuck there because they just don't understand some really basic money concepts. They earn, they spend, maybe they save a little.
But they're not really building anything that grows on its own.
Exactly. They're running on the wheel. Which brings us right to financial literacy, and specifically one critical piece, knowing the difference between an asset and a liability.
Okay, let's break that down. How does Kiyosaki define them?
It's actually super simple in his view. An asset puts money in your pocket. A liability takes money out.
Simple, but powerful.
Very. And this is where he throws in that really famous example that often surprises people, challenges a core belief for many.
That's example.
That's the one. He argues that your personal home, the place you live, it often functions more like a liability than an asset.
Whoa, okay. A lot of people think of their house as their biggest asset.
Right. But in Kiyosaki's strict cash flow definition, think about it. Mortgage payments, property taxes, insurance, repairs, utilities.
Yeah.
It's constantly taking money out of your pocket.
Okay, I see the logic there from that specific cash flow angle.
Exactly. Now, it can become an asset in his terms if it generates income, like if you rent out a room or rent out the whole property.
It was about cash flow, not just potential appreciation or equity.
Precisely. It forces you to look at things purely through that lens. Does it make me money month to month or cost me money? It really makes you question conventional wisdom.
It does. And understanding that nuance about the house, it highlights that his definitions are specific. It's not saying homeownership is bad, but just to analyze its financial function differently.
Correct. It's about that specific framework.
So if your job is just paying the bills and maybe your house is taking money out, the next idea, mind your own business, sounds kind of intimidating. How are you supposed to start your own thing?
Well, Kiyosaki isn't saying, quit your job tomorrow.
Okay, good. That's a relief for many, I bet.
Yeah, it's more about using your current salary, your paycheck, as seed money.
Yeah.
You use part of that income to slowly, steadily build your own business or acquire your own investments on the side.
Ah, so using the job as a launching pad, not just an endpoint.
Exactly. It's about deliberately putting some of your earnings towards creating income-generating assets, not just spending it or piling up more liabilities.
Like planting seeds.
That's a great analogy. You're tending your own little financial garden while you still have the security of your main job.
So it could be small things initially, like
Yep.
consistently buying some dividend stocks or learning about real estate on the side.
Absolutely. Could be starting a small online store, writing an ebook, investing in REITs, anything that has the potential to grow and generate income for you. The key is it's yours. It's your business column growing.
Creating that parallel track to your employment income.
Precisely. And that links right back to the asset building mindset. You're not just an employee anymore, you're becoming an owner of systems that make money.
Right, owning the income stream, not just being the income stream for someone else.
That's the fundamental shift. It's proactive. It's about taking control of your financial destiny, little by little.
Now let's move on to something that often gets people talking, taxes and corporations. Kiyosaki has a distinct take here on the importance of taxes and corporations.
Mm-hmm. It can be a controversial part for some.
Yeah, I mean, most of us just see taxes as, well, a necessary evil, something that just takes money away. How do the wealthy, according to Rich Dad, approach this differently?
It really ties into understanding the system, the rules of the game. Kiyosaki argues that tax laws often have built-in incentives, especially for activities like investing and business creation.
So it's not about dodging taxes illegally.
No, absolutely not. It's about strategic understanding. Legal tax efficiency. For example, think about how income is taxed. An employee, you get paid, tax comes off the top, then you live on what's left.
Yep, painfully familiar.
But a business owner, operating through a corporation perhaps, can often pay for legitimate business expenses, first things like supplies, travel, maybe part of their home office, before they calculate the profit that gets taxed.
Ah, so the order matters. Expenses come out before tax for the business owner, whereas the employee pays tax before most personal expenses.
That's a key structural difference he highlights. It means, legally, the business owner might pay tax on a smaller portion of the total money that flows through their hands compared to an employee earning the same gross amount.
So understanding structures like corporations allows for more strategic financial planning within the law.
Exactly. It's about financial intelligence, knowing the rules to legally minimize your tax burden and keep more of your wealth working for you.
That's a huge insight. It's not just earning, it's keeping. Which leads nicely into the next point, the power of investing early.
Crucial one.
We hear invest early all the time, but for many people there's this mental block, right? I don't have enough, or it's too complicated, or it's too risky. How does Kiyosaki push past that?
He really frames it as being less about having huge sums of money initially and more about starting the learning process early.
Learning over earning, almost.
In a way, yes. His core message is, don't just let your money sit there doing nothing, maybe losing value to inflation in a savings account. Learn how to take smart, calculated risks.
Calculated risk, not just gambling.
Definitely not. It's about investing intelligently in things that have the potential to grow or generate income. He encourages having the courage to put your money to work instead of just playing it overly safe out of fear or lack of knowledge.
And that early part, it's not just about starting, it's about the time it gives your money.
Oh, absolutely. This taps into the magic of compounding. You know, Einstein supposedly called it the eighth wonder of the world.
Like the snowball effect.
Exactly. That little snowball rolling down a long hill, it picks up more snow, gets bigger, rolls faster, picks up even more snow. It's exponential growth.
So your initial investment makes money.
And then the money it made also starts making money.
That's the power.
That's the power. Starting early, even with small amounts, gives that snowball the maximum amount of time, the longest hill to grow into something really substantial.
So the financial education part here isn't just about picking winners.
No, it's about understanding risk, diversification, strategy, patience. How to manage the process so you can stay invested and let compounding work its magic over the long haul. It empowers you to make informed choices.
Makes sense. Okay, final core lesson. And this one really hit home for me personally. Work to learn, not just to earn.
Ah, yes. Very important.
I remember reading this and thinking back to my early jobs. It totally flipped a switch. I started looking for opportunities to sit in on different meetings, learn skills outside my job description. even if it wasn't directly tied to a raise right then. Did you have a similar reaction?
I think many people do. It reframes the whole point of having a job, especially early in your career. Kiyosaki's advice is to actively seek out roles or tasks where you can gain valuable, transferable skills.
Not just the highest starting salary, necessarily.
Right. He specifically mentions skills like sales, marketing, communication, understanding financial statements, investing basics, leadership, things that are useful almost anywhere.
Because those skills become part of your personal toolkit.
Exactly. You're building your own financial IQ, as he might put it. Each skill makes you more valuable, more adaptable, and potentially equips you to, well, mind your own business later on.
Yeah, if you only ever chase the paycheck, you might end up in a very narrow role, missing the chance to learn things that could open up way more doors or allow you to build your own door.
It's about long-term capability building. These skills add to your personal arsenal, giving you more options, more control. They empower you.
And in today's economy, that adaptability is huge.
Yeah, absolutely critical. Being able to learn, pivot, leverage different skills, that's what builds resilience and enables you to create diverse income streams. It supports that whole goal of financial independence. You become more of a versatile player, not just a one-trick pony.
Okay, so those are the main pillars of the book. Let's shift gears a bit and talk about its overall impact. What are the big strengths of Rich Dad, Poor Dad?
Well, the number one strength, arguably, is its power to change mindsets.
Yeah, I'd agree. For countless people, it's been the book that jolted them out of that conventional study hard, get a safe job, climb the ladder thinking.
It really challenges deep-seated assumptions about money and security, and it does it in a very accessible way.
That's another strength, right? It's simplicity.
Definitely. Using the story format, The Two Dads, it makes complex financial ideas feel understandable, relatable. It avoids jargon.
It sticks with you. And it's undeniably motivating. You read it and feel like, okay, maybe I can do things differently.
Yeah, there's a real call to action feel to it.
Yeah.
And we have to acknowledge its massive role in just popularizing basic financial literacy for the masses. That core concept, assets versus liabilities, he brought that into mainstream conversation.
Opened a lot of eyes, for sure.
Huge impact there.
Okay, but to be balanced, the book isn't without its critics. What are some of the common criticisms leveled against it?
Probably the most frequent one is that it's too anecdotal.
Meaning the stories might not be strictly factual.
Exactly. The actual existence or the literal accuracy of the rich dad character has been questioned. Some feel it reads more like a parable or a fable designed to illustrate points rather than a true biography.
And for some readers, that might affect its credibility.
It could, yeah. If you're looking for hard facts and documented history, it might feel a bit constructed.
Okay, what else?
Another common point is the lack of practical steps.
We touched on this. It tells you what to think, but not exactly how to do it.
Precisely. It's strong on philosophy, on the mindset shift, but weak on detailed, actionable strategies. It won't tell you where specific investment to buy or how to structure your first business deal.
So you need to go elsewhere for the how-to guide.
You definitely do. Then there's the charge that some concepts are oversimplified.
Like the house example again.
That's a prime one. While the cash flow point is valid within his framework, calling a primary residence purely a liability ignores other financial benefits like equity building, forced savings, potential appreciation, and just the stability it provides. Taken too literally, it could be misleading.
Context is key there.
Always. And finally, there's a potential risk of overconfidence.
How so?
Some readers, fired up by the book's motivational tone, might misinterpret the call to take calculated risks and jump into speculative or complex investments without really understanding them, without doing the proper homework.
So enthusiasm outpacing education.
Potentially, yes. Mistaking boldness for wisdom, perhaps.
Right. That's a really important distinction. Calculated risk versus just recklessness.
Exactly.
Okay, so bearing in mind those strengths and weaknesses, let's get specific. Who's this book really for? Who benefits most?
I think it's incredibly valuable for beginners in personal finance.
Yeah, if you're feeling kind of stuck in that traditional work spend cycle and you're not sure why you're not getting ahead, this could be a major wake-up call.
Absolutely. Also, young people, students, people just starting their careers. It gives them a foundational mindset for building long-term wealth before they get too locked into conventional thinking.
Good point. Plant the seed early.
And really, anyone who feels trapped by that paycheck-to-paycheck grind, if you feel like you're just treading water financially, this book offers a different perspective, a different possible path.
It gives you hope and maybe a new direction.
Definitely.
Now, conversely, who is this book maybe not the best fit for?
Well, if you're already an experienced investor, someone who understands markets, strategies, asset allocation,
You're probably not going to find new technical insights here.
unlikely. It's more foundational. Also, if you're looking for that step-by-step practical investment guide like buy this index fund, here's how to analyze a rental property deal, this isn't it.
It's the why, not the detailed how.
Exactly. It sets the stage, changes your thinking, but you'll need other resources for the specific blueprints.
Okay, so let's wrap this up. Bringing it all together, what's the final verdict on Rich Dad, Poor Dad?
I think we agree it's fundamentally a mindset book.
Yeah, absolutely. Not a technical finance manual.
Its greatest strength, its core value, is how it challenges conventional thinking about money, work, security, success. It gets you to question everything you thought you knew.
It's about reprogramming your financial brain, sparking that desire to learn more and act differently.
Couldn't have said it better. Which leads to our rating.
I think we landed on a solid 4 out of 5 stars.
Agreed. 4 stars. It's excellent, maybe even essential for shifting your perspective, getting you motivated, but, and it's an important but, you absolutely need to follow it up with more practical, detailed financial education.
Use it as the spark, then find the guides to build the fire.
Perfect analogy.
So as we finish this deep dive, here's a final thought for you, the listener, to chew on. How might applying just one of these mindset shifts we talked about, maybe really drilling down on assets versus liabilities in your own life, or consciously thinking, am I working to learn right now? How might that one shift change your very next financial decision? Big or small?
That's a powerful question to sit with.
It is. Think about it. Thank you for joining us on the Deep Dive.
Keep exploring, keep learning.
And continue your own deep dive into financial literacy.